We have spawning down in the bottom left for the Platinum Heroes. It is AqueroN in the blue.
And his opponent in the upper right. Give it up for our red Protoss player. It is Hellraiser. Yeah, this should be a good one. Like you said, a lot on the line for these guys. I do agree with you. Obviously, they're going to have a tougher time, whoever wins. So far, we've not seen we've had a Protoss in every matchup, but no Protoss victory so far. So can Hellraiser do it?
That is going to be the question. It has not been an easy road for either of them. They have both had a rather tough start to their group. AqueroN, we got to mention it. Actually, no, you know what? Both of these players are very dangerous players. They are players that have a lot of builds in their repertoire. Neither one of them are players that you can just trust to play a macro game. Either one of them could pull the trigger on some kind of crazy cheese at any time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That said, we get a 1-1-1 with the hiding of it from AqueroN. Are we going to see a cheeky armory play? Are we going to see a cheeky 1 or 2 base push? That is the question.
I don't think so. He's taken most of his SCVs off gas mining, so I think this is going to be the fast factory expand. But Hellraiser doesn't know. He doesn't know that. He got full walled out very quickly. AqueroN prioritized that a little bit, and we do have Hellraiser sneaking a probe around. Now, is this going to be for a proxy or for a delayed scout? Well, it is going to be for a delayed scout, and it is not going to happen here. AqueroN will find him. That is incredibly nice for AqueroN, because now Hellraiser is completely in the dark on whether or not this is a command center. And Hellraiser went for a Stalker instead of an Adept as his first unit. He's not going to find out for quite some time that his opponent has expanded.
Well, in a way, I kind of like it, just because he is going for a robo. He's playing extra safe for a guy with no vision going into a robo first against. It's a bit blind, but I don't hate it totally.
Yeah, but he has to. He really doesn't have a choice. If you were to go up to that Twilight Council and it was a 1 base all in, you wouldn't have that Twilight Council tech coming online for any meaningful, in any meaningful amount of time to actually help against the 1 base push. We are going to see with the Hellion Reaper or Hellion 2 Reaper being shown, this should kind of let Hellraiser know what's up. And now he goes into chrono boosting probes. That's going to be good, but he built a shield battery in the main. He went for this robotics facility first. The thing is, Hellraiser, this might have been his game plan all along. He might have just been saying to himself, you know what, I really want to go for a Colossus drop, a Disruptor drop. He had good times with that in some of his previous series. The Forge is a very interesting decision to me. I'm wondering what that is for.
I think was anticipating an armory build. Maybe he's going for fast +1 Colossus, but it's going to be a Banshee. This looks like it's set up for a 2 base all in to me. Steadfast Banshees, tanks, certainly without. He's definitely staying within the meta for a lot of players these days. Kind of like the Big Gabe kind of pushes. We're even seeing it from Beyond and stuff lately. I think that we're going to see a bit of a 2 base all in, or at least very committed 2 base attack from AqueroN.
We will definitely see. As it stands right now, if it was going to be that 2 base all in, he'd build 2 more barracks and he would, just pump unreactored, untech labbed naked Marines 4 at a time, and that'd probably be an SCV pull. He is getting multiple Banshees though, and it would be pretty weird for him to do anything other than that. But at this point, I feel like the barracks are too late for this to be just a 2 base all in. And yeah, with him getting a 3rd gas, that seems pretty unlikely. But we will see. He needs to get something done with his Banshee. Ooh, these triple Adepts will find 2 of the units here. And this wait, actually, hang on. Is it oh no, it's not a Colossus drop. It's literally just 2 base Colossus into now a Twilight Council. Hellraiser might be the one actually going for the 2 base all in.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange play, but not totally uncommon. But you know what? These 2 Banshees, we don't really have much to deal with it. 3 Stalkers. They aren't cloaked Banshees, but
they're still going to be able to one-shot probes even through a shield battery, which there is no shield battery here. This is going to be at least like 5 dead probes.
Oh, for sure. I think there's going to be more than that, Steadfast.
Oh, he wastes a couple of shots on that Colossus. That could have been at least 2 more dead workers and still getting the sentry. Even still, 9 probes is amazing damage, especially against a player who is only on 2 bases, who had been cutting workers to go for what feels like a 2-base all-in. And yeah, it is 6-gate charge lot Colossus with +1, but charge just started. I mean, this isn't really timing out all that well. And honestly, AqueroN, he can just keep these Banshees here and force a lot of units to stay at home, like way more supply than they are worth, and they've already paid for themselves. So just by forcing your opponent to stay home, that's where you're getting their extra value. And I'd really like to see him just keep them here, not try and force the issue with them.
Great read. Huge blunder from me. You don't always see this double Banshee play, but it's something I haven't seen much of lately. But it's obviously a thing. Yeah, this is definitely a strange one. Well, our Protoss player is going into +1 armor as a follow-up, by the way.
Yeah, he's just behind right now, and he's trying to turn this into a macro game, but he's in a horrible spot at this point. AqueroN has a 3rd command center that is going to be finished well before the 3rd Nexus of his opponent. AqueroN is even on workers, which is always good for a Terran versus a Protoss. He's got that 3 racks pressure that he can decide to move out with if he is so inclined, but he really doesn't need to. The only thing is he needs to figure out what the timing of this 3rd base is, and if he can get a Marine in there in the next, like, 45 seconds, he'll see that the 3rd base is not done, and that'll let him know that he really doesn't need to attack, and honestly, he can just go hard on Eco from this point on, get an armory, get a 2nd NG bay, go up into Ghosts, and just play out a macro game from a very nice advantage.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is one very injured Banshee, and at the same time, I think we're still going to see some damage. Oh, does the Warp Prism see this? Just barely, I think that...
It did, yeah, it did easily.
Yeah.
It will see that. They both see each other. I actually think AqueroN might not have noticed the Warp Prism, though, weirdly. Observer did see the army moving out to take this base. AqueroN is on 4 tanks as well with a nice Widowmine field. This is going to be difficult to get anything done against. Oh, but wait, hang on. If AqueroN moves out, he could find himself in some trouble. He does have a big army, but a lot of it is on the bottom side. I mean, this is maybe the best case scenario for an engagement is if Hellraiser jumps this army when it's unsieged. But now there's at least... Wow, there's still only 1 medevac with this army.
Well, the Bioforce did kill the Warp Prism. Yeah, one thing to note. So there goes, if nothing else, the vision for our Protoss player, because that Warp Prism actually scouted a Widowmine in the 4th base, funnily enough, earlier, I think. At least was in vision. But, yeah, this is a scary, big Terran army, but as time's going on, I'm really not hating Hellraiser's position, at least in terms of upgrades and tech. He's getting Blink, he's getting +1, or +2 rather, ground weapons behind this with the +1 armor and a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, no, Hellraiser is in a playable position, but he is definitely a little bit behind. AqueroN still actually technically doesn't know anything about this 3rd base. Like, he just has no information about it. But he might be able to infer... well, I mean, no, he really doesn't have any indication of how far along it is. By the way, this Observer has been watching this army for so long, and that is what has allowed Hellraiser to feel confident about not building more static defense, about taking a 4th base. Like, that Observer is actually the MVP of this game right now for Hellraiser, because without that, he wouldn't know that he has been safe pretty much this whole time.
Yeah, and even uses one of the adepts that he's kept alive for all. The Widowmine drop those Steadfast. And the friendly fire from the Archon.
Only got got 1 probe. Only got 1 probe, 1 adept. That's totally fine. Almost got a massive connection. Oh, hang on. There's no detection. Hello?
Yeah. I think the observers are out on the map, but yeah, I think he's just setting himself up to lose a lot of... Okay, there's the observer. But I think the clock's a ticking, and this could be a blunder.
No, he's good. He's good. He got it in there before. But that was kind of close. That it did also tell AqueroN how many zealots there are, that there are a lot of zealots here. And he might just decide to say, okay, I'm about to max out. Got +1 ship weapons. I've got +2 attack finishing up. Doesn't have enhanced shockwaves. That's a huge deal. He just started that up. But not having that with this many ghosts in his army, oh, that's going to weaken his timing significantly if he decides he wants to go for it.
Yeah, he may opt out of the timing attack, though, considering if he notices that, because he got that second eBay, so he's starting his infantry armor too, trying to get a little more synchronized upgrades. But he's also just getting concussive shell. It's actually kind of a late concussive shell for its cost and value.
Incredibly late concussive shells. It is a quick upgrade, fortunately, so it is going to time out with the enhanced shockwaves. Ooh, AqueroN doesn't... Okay, he sees the army. He needs to hit some EMPs here if he wants to take this fight. And will be able to get one of the Archons. Disruptor shot will get dodged very easily. There are enough Vikings to really cause these Colossi problems. Oh, no concussive shells means he doesn't actually slow this down. No cancel on this Nexus. That is a bit of a mistake, but... I mean, that was kind of an engagement where both of them kind of... They both kind of got frightened and decided not to go for it. Oh, Disruptor! Ooh. Wow, last second split from AqueroN. Barely keeping that from getting a huge shot. We do see a Zealot run by on the other side. Huge EMPs just before enhanced shockwaves, but he still is going to be able to rout this army. And AqueroN can probably push forward and maybe get a dub here. Disruptor shot needs to get everything done. Zealot run by is being deflected by the bunker and a well-placed tank. AqueroN, he is on the verge of just running him over right here, but it looks like he maybe overstimmed a little bit and doesn't want to keep pushing, at least not into the Disruptor up a ramp. And it's hard to blame him, but he just got an amazing set of trades right there. That went very well for AqueroN.
Oh, absolutely steadfast. We cannot deny the fact that he is ahead. He is, well, Hellraiser is starting to take an income advantage, so if he buys time, gets a 5th base, which he's trying to at the 12 o'clock-ish position location, yeah, he's going to need one because our Terran player is taking a 5th.
Something that is missing, by the way, is we do have the Fusion Core, but no advanced ballistics started up just yet for AqueroN. AqueroN also did lose both of his sensor towers, so he's going to try and rebuild those here to make it a little more comfy against the counterattacks. We do see the Colossus goes down to the Vikings. Disruptor shots are Hellraiser's only chance here, and they need to land pretty big. AqueroN, though, can just kind of stim back and kite from them. Disruptor being left in the front will go down. 3 of them getting clicked down. All of them going to fall, and with that, AqueroN will take the game. And there's just nothing that Hellraiser can do. Battery overcharge is way late and completely ineffective. Zealots are going to warp in, but they've got no chance of really cleaning this up. There's so many medevacs here to heal up this bio. Hellraiser, even if he does clean this up at this point, he has lost every valuable tech unit that he has. And AqueroN will be forced to lift up. But, I mean, the supplies tell the tale. And if we look at the battle report, it shows a lot of dead valuable Protoss units. Yes, a lot of Terran went down, but he can replace his army so much more easily.
Oh, yeah. He's in a fantastic position, still getting cloak now for personnel cloak for his ghost just now, and we are going to see high sec come down behind this with +3 armor for our Terran player, but armor +2 and shields on the way for Protoss. It's still just not looking good. Look at that supply steadfast.
Yeah, no,
Protoss is in trouble.
AqueroN should not be chilling right now. He should be absolutely continuing to attack. The concept of while he's maxed out, basically on not quite 3-3, but pretty much 3-3, the worst thing he could do is just to sit here because he's got such a huge lead. These Banshees, at this point, just throw them into cannons. Like, it's just force supply that is wasted. Oh, this Liberator. These are unranged Liberators, but this is going to pretty much kill Hellraiser's main base. And yeah, there it is. It's actually just going to kill Hellraiser. He says, I've taken too much damage, and just decides to tap out.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very well done. Kind of I don't know. That was definitely not a standard opener to a game, but certainly felt like a kind of standard pace after a while. But Hellraiser playing I think he felt extra unsafe with the no scouts for a while.
I mean, it was both of them had a lot to there was a lot left to be desired with their scouting habits. I would say more so AqueroN, actually. He like never scouted the 4th base, never scouted the 5th base, but he took some very good engagements. He made the correct decisions with, to be honest, limited information, but he was able to take it down no problem and finds himself up 1-0. Well done. Yeah,
and those Banshees stayed in the back the entire game. After that was pretty funny.
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling there, doing it pretty well. All right, we're gonna be seeing if Hellraiser can turn it around, force a game number 3, or if AqueroN is gonna be able to get the 2-0 and put himself to 2-2 in the group. We'll be into Tropical Sacrifice in just a minute. We'll see what happens here. All right. And here we go, spawning down on the bottom left. It is the Protoss player, Hellraiser.
And his opponent in the upper right. Give it up for Platinum Heroes, AqueroN in the blue.
And he's going to be sending out an early SCV very quickly here. We'll see what he decides to do. Looks like it's just going to be a fake proxy. Okay, this is cute. This is something we don't see very often anymore, but it's a nice play.
Yeah, just enough to get in the head of Hellraiser here. And speaking of which, Hellraiser just opening pretty standard, doing a gate scout. You know, funnily enough, it's not going to matter. He's going to go in. He's going to get the double gas read, but this time he's going to certainly be a little knee-jerked from the fake proxy. But let's see if Hellraiser scouts it. It is possible.
That it is. I don't think AqueroN is super well known for going for this. The thing is, if the probe goes right here, I think it sees the fake proxy. So we'll see if Hellraiser kind of takes advantage of that little aspect. It is going to, at the very least, force the Cybernetics core first, which on a bigger map, you know, is kind of nice. We'll see if Hellraiser, he is going to check around the base, checking the corners, but might not look... Yeah, it looks like he's not going to find this at the very least. And we will see this probe getting trapped in the main base. Yeah, that's something. And he forced a Zealot out. Yeah, this is a pretty successful little fake proxy out of AqueroN.
Yeah, the Zealot's not always ideal, but we'll see if the Reaper goes back to get the probe. The probe hasn't taken any hull damage yet, Steadfast, but is certainly being a nuisance, forcing some SCVs off mining. And at least he's buying himself some time for in-depth to get out.
Oh, yeah, he knows now that this was not built on his side of the map, and that's good information. That means he doesn't have to build a shield battery. I personally, I'm never a fan of building that shield battery unless you know it's an all-in.
Right.
Or unless you really want to commit across the map or something. So I'm glad that he's not going for anything like that. We will be seeing a Stargate opener coming out from Hellraiser here. Zealot is actually going to get a nice little swipe on this Reaper to kind of drive it back. That's a nice little start.
Yeah, he is going to take a little bit of health damage. Another double Reaper opener from AqueroN, but this time he's going for the tech lab on the factory. And is going to go for a Cyclone.
Yeah, and that'll be good against the Stargate opener that Hellraiser is going for. We'll see if it's going to be an Oracle or if it is Phoenix play. Hellraiser, he is the kind of player that will... I mean, he'll do either. Most players at the high level are capable of playing either or, but looks like it is going to be an Oracle to start things off. AqueroN will be able to get into the natural. Now he has a decision to use Scout or you go for probes. And he is going to go for probes at least initially. Oh, and actually, he is going to be able to play Ring Around the Rosy. He's going to get 2 probes. Could have dove for a 3rd. And honestly, with the shield battery coming on up, I think I would have really liked to have seen him dive for the 3rd and then go for the Scout into the main base. Will be Oracle into a quick robotics facility. That is rather interesting.
Okay, so he's going Phoenix Colossus, it looks like, but it does take the robotics facility in the high ground, which is a little off pace from how you usually see the opener. I do believe we're going to see Phoenix Colossus, but we don't see gases going down just yet.
No, we do not, but I think they'll be forthcoming pretty quickly. Yeah, there it is.
There's 3.
Oracle into Phoenix is interesting. He hasn't started up the second Phoenix just yet. Oh, that's because he's supply blocked, actually. There we go. He gets himself unsupply blocked. Marines are going to be out in numbers enough to push this back. Where is the Cyclone? It's just hidden in the main base. I say hidden, but hidden from me more so than actually hidden. We are going to see the Cyclone. Ooh. Oh, a little bit late to get the lock on there. That was kind of weird. And I feel like he missed out on at least 1 tick of damage. Might have been able to get that Oracle down to like 60 or even possibly 40 HP. That's kind of funky.
Yeah, it was definitely a little strange. Bit of micro from the Cyclone. We get a nice little rev tag. You know, so far I like the fact that the Phoenix have not tipped their hat. Obviously, they're not going to find much value yet. But it also, you know, AqueroN doesn't know if this is just a 1 Oracle opener in a Twilight or what. So, or is it Phoenix Charge? Is it Phoenix Colossus, etc.? But it is going to be Phoenix Colossus.
Yeah, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. He did not see that robotics facility. He didn't even see the Stargate producing the Phoenix. So he is going to try and move out with a big Gabe-esque push. Although this is actually just going to be mostly Marine Tank SCV. That is rather interesting right here. Let's see what he can get done with it. Oh, looks like the Cyclone does get picked off. That is rather unpleasant that he leaves that hanging. 1 Immortal is out, a second one in production. Shield Battery is very well placed behind this, and Hellraiser is going to build a couple more. Scan comes in from AqueroN. He does get 1 Zealot, but I don't know if he can keep pushing. I think maybe with the loss of that Cyclone especially, he's going to have to just back away, which is rather painful because he pulled... How many SCVs? He pulled 4 SCVs, actually a 5th one, and a 6th one rallied in. Wait a minute, did he rally? Yeah, I think he rallied SCVs to the front for just a little bit. He was never planning to commit to this. He was always getting the additional tech labs behind us. But
yeah,
is it worth it to have forced those extra shield? Actually, no, I think Hellraiser canceled the 3rd shield battery. Okay, yeah, no, this is still pretty good for Hellraiser, I think.
Well, AqueroN, one thing that Hellraiser did is he got a little indecisive. He built in Disruptor, cancel it, started a Colossus. He's still not an extended Thermal Lance. Does drop his okay, that said, he just gets it. So he's got a little later extended Thermal Lance, but is getting the Twilight with it. So everything's kind of timing out pretty normally for both. I kind of feel like we do have that 3-1-1 follow-up at a pretty decent timing for AqueroN.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even right now. AqueroN did a lot of damage early. Well, he did a decent amount of damage early with those Reapers. We do see a nice little bit of counter damage here with the Phoenixes, and the fact that the push got held, I think everything is pretty much evened out in this game. It is absolutely anyone's game right now.
Okay.
Steadfast.
We have
He just found the Oracle and a Phoenix with those Marines. I did not see those Marines sneaking up from behind, and neither did Hellraiser. He just got bamboozled. And he almost got bamboozled again. If those Marines had stayed there, they would have killed another. They probably would have actually killed another 3, maybe all 4 Phoenixes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he's going to want to keep these alive for a while, but losing the Oracle, if you can keep that Oracle alive, I feel like more so, say it was 2 Phoenixes, I almost think that would be a little higher value because he could always pump out another Phoenix or 2 if he wanted to, but realistically at this point, you're not going to be continuing to Phoenix production, and we don't have charge at Steadfast.
No, we do not. Extended Thermal Lance is still a little bit away from finishing, but I think Extended Thermal Lance will complete, but these tanks are going to get in position first. Ooh, Immortals can actually hit the tanks from here over the ledge, and going to be able to find one of the Immortals. Extended Thermal Lance does finish up right now. Shield Battery is pretty much out of energy. He needs to pop that battery overcharge. This is pretty much pure Marine, though, so those tanks are everything against this fight, and if the Phoenixes can get the lifts, could be big. We will see, the Phoenixes are trying to go for the lifts, but the target fire takes them down instantly. Battery overcharge, though, is going to be able to get popped and help a lot. Most of the army has gone down behind this. Charge finishes up as the Zealots all die off. Does AqueroN have enough to break through? He will kill 2 of the Colossus, and there's no anti-air to keep the 3rd one alive. That goes extremely well for AqueroN. Kills off all the power units and trades very efficiently, and now he might just be able to rally in Actually, never mind. Hellraiser says it's more than that. He says, I'm just dead.